A lot of people getting surprised by seeing profit screenshot on social media. I made this much profit, I made this much profit. But are you thinking that they are making consistent returns in stock market? Yes, you should have to be rethink about this because the consistent return in stock, I'm not saying the consistent return in stock market is not going to work, but you have to accept some reality. That consistent returns means if you are just making 1 month profit or 2 month profit, that doesn't mean consistent returns. Consistent returns can be calculated if you are making an yearly if you are making good returns last year and continuously you are making returns over the year, that can be calculated as a consistent return. But some of them might be thinking that if they are profitable in 1 month, they are making consistent returns in stock market. But the reality is, if you are making 1 month profitable, the other month might go in loss, right? So you have to accept some facts that I'm here to explain about losing stake in stock market or drawdowns in trading systems. So when I'm talking about drawdowns or losing stake in stock market, some of them might get irritated about this thing. Some of them might be thinking that their strategy is not going to fail. Their strategy will be working every time when they place a trade. Some losing stake, except they're going to win over the long term. But you have to accept some facts that every trader or every mutual fund, recently there is a mutual fund house who closed the account based on their drawdowns of 20%. But we have to accept the fact that every trader, if you are not facing losing stake in stock market now, you may have to face losing stake in future. So you have to be ready about losing stake or system drawdowns. So what does if some of them might doesn't understand what is losing stake means or the drawdowns in trading system. So drawdowns in trading system is a normal thing that can happen if you are losing a trade in a row. That means if you place 10 or 20 trades, the 20 trades is going to be lost. Sounds very disturbing, right? So yes, it's a normal thing, but you have to accept the fact that drawdowns can happen at any time. If you are not facing today, you may have to face in future. But some of the traders might be hiding the losing streak or the drawdowns in trading system, but drawdowns can happen. The strategy you have chosen is not going to work all the time, so you have to make some alteration to cope up with the market, right? So drawdowns, usually a drawdowns can be a 10 to 20%. So if your system has drawdown of 10 to 20%, that is a good system actually. So if the maximum drawdown of a system can be up to 30%, but 30% is huge, you have to be covered with the 20% drawdowns. So if 20% drawdowns, if you have a system of 20% drawdown, that is a very good system actually. If the drawdown is exceeding 20% or higher side, on the higher side 30%, if the system has a drawdown that exceeding 30%, you have to be rethink about your system, right? So if you have 1 lakh rupees of capital and you are losing 30 trades in a row, that means if you are taking 30 trades, that 30 trades you have risking 1% of capital, that is 1000 rupees, and you have losing all 30 trades in a row. That means you have to examine your system. That may be some issue with your system. You have to alter your system, right? So this is basically drawdown. The drawdown simply means you are losing the trade in a row. That means you are taking 30 trades, the 30 trades is going to be losers, right? So how you overcome the losing streak in stock market? So losing, if you are a beginner trader or just come to the market, and you might have surprised or getting curious about your profit that have seen in the market. You have a strategy and the strategy is working in the market, and you may have getting good returns out of the strategy you have chosen. But the thing is that the strategy will not be working in the future. We cannot sure that the strategy is not going to work in the future as well. We know that every movement in market is unique. We just calculate support or resistance based on the past movements in the stock market, right? So the next time the market moves, we cannot make sure that the previous support or resistance is going to be act as a current support or resistance, right? So it's just a probability, and every movement in market is unique, right? If a beginner trader experience losing stake in stock market, what he will do? He will maybe doing a revenge trade in stock market, or he will be doing a over trade in stock market, or not trading at all, but and end up losing their account, right? So if you do not have to cover with the closing of your account, you have to be doing two things to overcome the losing streak, right? Overcome the losing streak or the drawdowns of the system. Here is the two things that you can be do if your system is in a drawdown. So first thing you have to be understand that you may have to be set your limit to your trading system. If your capital is down by 20%, that is the maximum drawdown you have to accept. So you have to accept that 20% is the drawdown that the system. If the drawdown is exceeding 20%, I'm not saying that you should follow must 20%, but this is just an example. So if you are normally is 20% is the maximum drawdown. So if you are experiencing more than 20% of the drawdown, you have to be very cautious about it and you have to be reduce the position size. Normally if you are placing higher position size, you have to be reduce the position size and again trade in the market. And the second thing you have to do is that if you are facing more than drawdown, so if you are also try to come the market by reduced position size, you may still have facing losses. The second thing you have to do is that you may have to be alter your strategy. So you may have a trading journal. Trading journal is an important thing. So if you would have a trading journal, you may have to look into your trading journal. What is right and what is wrong? What is working for you and what is not working for you? So you have to examine the trading journal to alter the strategy. I'm not saying to completely change your strategy. If you are looking into the trading journal, you may have a chance to look into what is wrong with this strategy. So in this way, you can easily cope up with the trading system drawdown or the losing streak in stock market. So always be ready to be losing streak in stock market or the system drawdown. So you have to be always ready with the mindset that if you not have the mindset to be lose 20% of capital, you will end up sadly losing your account, right? You have to be clear about this thing that losing streak can happen and it is a normal thing actually. And if you have a losing streak in stock market, you can do two things. That is, one is to reduce the position size and the second one is to alter your strategy. So these are the two things you can do in a losing streak of stock market.